Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 5.
At this hour, the U.S. government remains closed as the showdown over a partial government shutdown enters its second day, and the finger-pointing continues. Americans are already feeling the impact. Also ahead.
This morning, an elementary school custodian, along with the help of some teachers and students here at Riverview Elementary School, is one step closer to helping children in need in Haiti. Good morning, I'm ABC 57's Eric Stelzer, and coming up, how you can help the cause.
Plus, how South Bend police are using technology to track down a suspected killer. Good morning, Michiana. Welcome to ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard. We've been following new and developing stories overnight, but first, ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood meteorologist Tom Coombs joins us in studio with a look at our forecast. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Emily. Well, as you head out the door, there could be a little bit of patchy fog, similar to yesterday. Not a great concern, but could see a little fog out there, but this is the sign that we're seeing some lowering clouds once again this morning. Everyone above at least a mile, if not 2 miles. So again, right now, fog, not a great concern. Temperature downtown South Bend at 64 degrees. Rest of the area in those low 60s. So pretty comfortable, but notice clouds have set back in after we cleared out yesterday. These are going to be those low clouds similar to yesterday that kind of hold up and take their time to break out. And so we will see some sunshine this afternoon, but do expect some clouds at least in the morning. But right now, still pretty comfortable, and we warm up this afternoon as well. More on that coming up in your ABC 57 First Warning neighborhood weather forecast. Emily?
Well, developing this morning, it's day 2 of the government shutdown. Ripple effects are now being felt across the country. And right now, there are no new talks scheduled in Washington to get federal employees back to work. Meanwhile, across the country, anger is growing.
I think it's crazy. I think, the whole holding the government hostage over Obamacare is just ridiculous.
Bunch of jerks running the show up there.
Now, meanwhile, an even bigger crisis is creeping closer. On October 17th, the country will run out of money to pay its bills. That's unless Congress raises the debt ceiling. And rather than tank like many expected, the stock market held steady Tuesday morning. The Dow jumped by nearly 0.5%. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq increased by more than 1% to end the day. Now, many are hoping the market stays steady this morning as well. And despite the shutdown, key provisions of President Obama's new health care law are now kicking in. Right now, millions of Americans can shop around for medical insurance coverage. It's through the new federal and state online health insurance exchanges. And remember, everyone needs to have insurance by January 1st or eventually face fines of $95 per person. In a recently released CNN poll, less than 1 in 5 Americans say their families will be better off under the new health care law, while 37% say it won't help anyone. 4 in 10 say it will make their families worse off, while 41% believe it will have no effect. And with most components of the new health care law not taking effect until 2014, many Americans still don't have a full grasp of Obamacare. And a couple of surveys from other organizations indicate only a minority said they knew a lot about the law. And stick with ABC 57 News, both on air and online at abc57.com as we continue to uncover new developments in the government shutdown. We're keeping a close eye on Washington this morning and will continue to bring you and your family updates as soon as they become available. ABC News will provide extended coverage live on Good Morning America. That's right after our newscast. And this morning, the Jacksonville International Airport is back up and running. Suspicious packages forced officials to shut it down for nearly 5 hours Tuesday. Incoming plane loads of passengers were stranded on the tarmac and outgoing flights delayed. Now, police found 2 suspicious packages, one of which was deemed destructive and had to be deactivated off-site by a bomb.
It was a device that certainly had some destructive nature to the degree that it needed to be taken off site to be rendered safe, which is what we did.
And passengers on inbound flights were bused to off-site hotels. In Mishawaka, police bust a meth lab just feet away from LaSalle Elementary School. It happened Tuesday afternoon at the corner of Milbourne Boulevard and Burdett Street. Now, officers tell us the chemicals caused a small explosion inside a nearby car. And as ABC 57's Amanda Starantino explains, parents are now on edge.
When I first arrived on the scene, South Bend and Mishawaka police were investigating a car that was sitting just right over there. And what they found inside was a dangerous criminal and chemicals. And this is only a few feet away from LaSalle Elementary School, which is just right over there. Neighbors I spoke with say they've seen their fair share of bad problems, and they're happy police are finally looking into it.
Really worried more about the kids.
Danielle Waquez lives right here on Milburn Street and says the kids in her neighborhood are her top priority, especially with LaSalle Elementary School right across the street.
The kids are always back and forth. It's a good community out here. Everybody gets along, and when we have stuff like this happen, it's kind of like you got to worry more and think more about your kids. And like now, I'm even more worried to let them walk down a couple blocks.
That stuff Waquez is talking about is a mobile meth lab. Police rushed to this area, the corner of Burdett and Milburn, around noon. They found a man in the front seat of his car and several dangerous chemicals. Some, they say, might have ignited. Police say this isn't that uncommon. Amateur drug users trying to make their own illegal substances.
They never went to college to get a degree in chemistry to mix chemicals together. So you have amateurs mixing chemicals that they've never mixed before, and you know, some of those are going to have bad reactions.
Folks in the area say they've seen amateur criminals doing bad things in this neighborhood before.
I just had a feeling that this place was going to get raided, and I didn't know if I wanted to come down here and beat the brakes off of somebody or sit in my lawn chair and kick back and watch it happen. You know, I'm ecstatic. I think it's great. I couldn't be more pleased.
Neighbors tell me that after an incident like this, they want to make a stronger neighborhood watch to make sure that no more crimes happen this close to their kids or their kids' school. Reporting in Mishawaka, Amanda Starantino, ABC 57 News.
All new this morning, an elementary school custodian is gearing up for a big trip to Haiti. She is set to leave at the end of the month, but before she does, she's working hard with Riverview Elementary School to raise money for shoes and supplies for orphans. ABC 57's Eric Stelzer is live at Riverview Elementary with more. Eric.
Emily, good morning. Monique will be heading out of Elkhart very soon to go to Haiti and bringing her normal supplies when she does go down there. Some school supplies, food, water, stuff like that. However, this time she's hoping to give those orphans out there and students a little bit something extra. She's hoping to get them a brand new drinking well. Monique Harris is the head custodian at Riverview Elementary. She spends most of her days cleaning up after messy kids. But when she's not cleaning up after students, she's prepping for another group of children in Haiti.
They're very happy people, but they don't have the means to provide for themselves.
This includes the $10 a month to go to school or getting something as simple as quality drinking water. Monique says this year she's trying to raise enough money to buy a drinking well to save children that 7-mile trip carrying a bucket just like this to get water.
The bucket is a representative that's how they transport their water to get their necessity to take a bath, to wash their clothes, to eat.
For the next month, Monique will be working hard to help students, whether it be through fundraisers or buying them shoes with money right out of her pocket. Helping these students is expensive, but almost everyone at Riverview Elementary is pitching in.
Riverview has been very good as far as doing spirit days. Penny pitch days is what they are designing to do for this trip.
But even with that help, Monique still has quite a bit of money to raise. If you do want to come down and help the cause, you can come here to Riverview Elementary School. That's going to be in the city of Elkhart. You can give cash or check to the secretary there, and they'll make sure it gets to her and to those kids over in Haiti. Reporting live in Elkhart, Eric Stelzer, ABC 57 News.
Well, thank you, Eric. And here's an update to a South Bend shooting we first told you about Monday right here on ABC 57 News Morning Edition. Now, right now, police are searching for Anthony Jefferson. He's charged with the murder of Jason Reed and the attempted murder of Tyrese Walker. ABC 57's Megan Schiller shares new information about how police are using high-tech technology to track him down.
He is armed, dangerous, and on the loose. Police say they're now teaming up with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to get this guy off the streets and behind bars. And they got a picture of his car in a pretty clever way. This home on Brookfield Street served as the background for Monday's double shooting turned homicide. And this is a view of Brookfield Street using Google's Street View, something police say came in handy for this case.
We just happened to Google a place where we believed he may have an associate, and lo and behold, there was the vehicle.
The vehicle is owned by suspect Anthony Jefferson, wanted for murder and attempted murder. Just a quick Google search allowed them to fine-tune that description.
This is a fantastic example of, here's a somewhat distinctive automobile for a person wanted for a very serious crime. Metro Homicide used everything at their disposal. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Now police say if you see Anthony Jefferson or a car that matches that description to a T, call 911 immediately. Reporting in South Bend, Megan Schiller, ABC 57 News.
And right now, this man is on the run in Berrien County. Police say he robbed the Honor Credit Union on M139 Wednesday. Now, they need your help finding him this morning. If you recognize him, you're asked to call Berrien Springs Police. And we're uncovering new developments about the human remains found in Warsaw. Yesterday morning, we first broke the news. Officers identified the body as that of 18-year-old Aurora Shoemaker. Now, Shoemaker disappeared more than a year ago, back in August of 2012, and investigators are now saying they don't suspect foul play.
It's a 50-50 thing. We are glad that we actually have that close. Unfortunately, a death or a demise of this type is not the way we want it then. We were open, obviously, from a law enforcement perspective as well as the family, that she just be located.
And we'll let you know those results of her autopsy. It's scheduled for later this week. 5:11 this morning, and Notre Dame is looking to make a comeback after last week's disappointing matchup against the Sooners. Still to come, hear what the Fighting Irish has in store this weekend as they prepare to take on Arizona State in the Shamrock Series. Plus, well, some of your favorite artists are set to headline a new one-of-a-kind award show. Straight ahead, we've got the deets on what's sure to be a unique event.
Waiting for the real October to please stand up, as temperatures are right now in the 60s. We'll take a look at temperatures as we go into the rest of the week in your ABC 57 First Morning Neighborhood Weather Forecast.